Our last episode showed how Thomas Jefferson, the idealist, secured an empire with the Louisiana Purchase. But while the nation expanded its territory, its political landscape was about to be irreversibly shrunk by a single, tragic act of honor. Alexander Hamilton, the brilliant former Treasury Secretary and architect of America's economy, was a man in decline. His Federalist Party was losing power, and his career was riddled with controversy. His final act would not be a victory in finance or law, but a confrontation in the misty shadows of Weehawken. This is the story of a devastating political feud, a clash of pride, and the duel that forever silenced the voice of America's greatest realist. The declining Federalist. Following Jefferson's triumph in 1800, Hamilton's Federalist Party was collapsing. Hamilton remained an influential critic, but his own political future was fading. His greatest rival now was not Jefferson, but his neighbor and fellow New Yorker, Aaron Burr. Aaron Burr was Jefferson's current vice president, a man of immense charm and ambition, but dogged by accusations of political opportunism. In 1804, seeking to rebuild his career, Burr ran for the governorship of New York. Hamilton despised Burr. He considered him unprincipled, immoral, and dangerously ambitious. Behind closed doors, Hamilton actively worked to destroy Burr's campaign, repeatedly calling Burr a dangerous man and a despicable adventurer. These private, venomous criticisms were eventually published in the press, and Burr lost the election. Humiliated and desperate for retribution, Burr demanded satisfaction. The demand for satisfaction. Duels had been outlawed in New York, but the code of honor prevailed. Burr sent Hamilton a letter demanding a direct denial of the published remarks or a meeting under the code Duello. Hamilton found himself trapped. While he condemned the practice of dueling, he had already lost his own son in a duel just 3 years earlier. He felt he could not back down. To refuse would be seen as cowardice, destroying his remaining political honor and his ability to influence public opinion. Hamilton wrote a secret defense of his actions, stating he would reserve and throw away his first fire. He had no intention of shooting Burr. He simply intended to stand his ground and demonstrate courage. The terms were set: a deadly meeting at dawn, across the Hudson River in Weehawken, New Jersey, the very site where his son had fallen. The fatal morning. On the morning of July 11, 1804, Hamilton and Burr, accompanied only by their seconds and a surgeon, met at the dueling ground. The air was thick with mist and silence. The pistols were loaded. The distance was 10 paces. The final order was given. They turned. The sequence of shots remains disputed by historians, but the outcome is tragically clear. Hamilton fired first, aiming high into the tree branches, keeping his promise to reserve his fire. But Burr did not miss. Burr's bullet struck Hamilton in the abdomen, passing through his liver and spine. Hamilton fell, dropping his pistol, the wound instantly fatal. The aftermath and legacy. Hamilton was rowed back across the river to New York City, suffering through agonizing pain. He died the following day, July 12, 1804. Burr, though technically following the rules of the Code Duello, was politically and socially ruined. He was charged with murder in 2 states, and spent the rest of his life in disgrace and obscurity. Hamilton's death was a national tragedy, signaling the end of an era. The Federalist Party, deprived of its founder, quickly withered away. But Hamilton's vision of a strong central bank, of industry, and of a powerful federal government would eventually prevail, guiding the nation he helped create. Hamilton built an empire out of finance, but he died for a code of honor. His death was the final chapter in the bitter duel for America's future, a duel fought not with armies, but with ideas, and tragically, with pistols. Next time on the Unpacked History, We move beyond the founding fathers and into the wilderness as we explore the incredible journey of Lewis and Clark's Corps of Discovery across Jefferson's newly acquired Louisiana territory.